Good evening, everyone. Thank you all for coming. My name is Don Brown, and Marty and I are the organizers of the Central Bucks County subgroup. Thanks all for coming. Tonight we have two wonderful speakers, Tom and Cyndy, or Cyndy and Tom as they prefer to be called. I'm going to take just a moment and introduce what we're going to do tonight. And for those of you who are familiar with our process, we usually have everyone introduce yourself, but a few people were complaining that that took up too much time. So instead, it'll be purely voluntary. You'll see two microphone stands here. If you want to introduce yourself, come to the microphone, and there's some questions we'll have you answer. So we'll get to that in just a minute. Okay, so tonight's all about Ninja Real Estate Leads. You'll be amazed at their presentation. I've seen it. I'm not going to read you their bio. That was all sent to you in the emails that we sent out. A disclaimer notice, basically, Dig and Marty and I cannot be held responsible if anything you hear tonight is not a law. So there you go. We have to put that up. Housekeeping. So thank you. I just said we're going to be recording this meetup. So Frank is our videographer tonight. And as you all know, we put these videos up on our website, fundingforflippers.com, and you will all get a notice about that when we're finished. So it's all free. You'll be able to get to it if you care to watch it again. And as I said before, optionally, we're going to ask everybody to introduce yourself if you want to. Let's see, business cards. So you've all been asked to turn in your business card. And the reason for that is we photocopy, actually, we scan them all into our, we scan them all in and send out copies of the scanned business cards. And that way you don't have to go track everybody down here if you want to get their contact information. So that's a service that we provide to everyone. But if you haven't given a business card to either Stephanie or Marty, please do so before you leave tonight. If you don't have a business card, please jot down your contact information, including your mobile number and email address on well, not a napkin, but a piece of paper, and give it to Marty or Stephanie, and we'll send that out as well. Okay, business cards. You may notice now that we're using wired microphones, not wireless microphones, although I do have one for our use tonight. And the reason, very simply, is that as much as I tried to set things up, I could never set up the wireless microphones to avoid interference. There was always crackling noises, you may remember. So if anybody cares about why I'm using wireless microphones, this is a frequency, a spectrum analysis scan. I'm not going to go into this. But anyway, anything above this white line is interference. Anything below that white line is not. As you can see, almost the entire spectrum for these microphones has interference, and that's why we're not using wireless mics anymore. Wrong meetup. Okay, so anyway, if anybody gives an S, let me know, and if you don't, let me know too. Okay, audience introductions. Again, optionally, and I encourage you all to do this because if you have anything to buy or sell, this is the place to tell us about it. So tell us your name, obviously, your job responsibilities, your company if you have one, what is your company job, what are you hoping to learn here tonight, and do you have anything to buy or sell? And if you want to skip some of that and just go to the buy or sell part, that's okay. Then that way, if anybody in the room here wants to buy or sell from you, they'll know who you are and be able to catch up to you afterwards. So just by a show of hands, how many people would like to introduce themselves? 2, 3. Okay, see, I told you it was optional. Well, since this young lady is way better looking than you are, Frank, please come to the microphone. I have to turn it on because it's on mute right now. And please answer these questions. I'll leave this up on the screen, and then we'll go to the next person. So,
okay. Hi, my name is Marge Frederick. I'm actually a guest, and appreciate y'all having me. I work for Paradigm Title Company. We handle title insurance in many states, and I also represent Great Oak Capital Advisors. We're a financing company for bankable and non-bankable commercial real estate, investment real estate deals. So thanks for having me. Look forward to getting to know everybody and joining in September. So.
Thank you very much. Frank, would you like to introduce yourself? Here, come to the front and you can use this mic. You'll be in the picture.
Hi, I'm Frank Stotsko. I'm in business with my daughter, Bonnie. We own a company called Flipping Partners. We do flips and wholesaling in Bucks and Montgomery County. Pickings are slim these days, so we're still looking around hard trying to find something. So if you have a deal, please think of us, and we'll consider that as well.
Thank you, Frank. Anybody else? Raise your hand, please. Okay. Are you in front of the mic? Please do so. Oh, I have to turn that mic on too. Stand by.
Hi, my name is Robin Lawfer. My husband Rob and I, we have the Lower Bucks subgroup. We'll have our last meeting of the season next Tuesday. We are hosting a gentleman from Restore, which is Habitat for Humanity's storefront. He's going to talk about the Restore program and Habitat for Humanity. And then the following Thursday, we are having our second meeting of the new subgroup, Eastern Montco. If you're not receiving my emails or on meetup.com, let me know, because we're still trying to find a location to host that meeting. As far as us personally, we do rehabs, rentals. We are buying in Eastern Montgomery County areas, and I will vouch for Frank's statement that it's slim pickings with big price tags. So we are very interested in flipping in those areas. We are selling a couple of our single-family units, and we have a fully furnished turnkey condo in Wildwood that we're selling. Everything that we're offering has the opportunity for owner financing, too. So thank you, and we hope to see you at other subgroups.
Hey everybody, Clint Files, Walnut Hill Properties. I'm the founder and owner, been a DIG member for a couple of years. We do flipping, new construction, and wholesaling in the city of Philadelphia and lower Montgomery County, essentially below the turnpike. We're expanding, hiring people and training people on our team. So if you're interested in working in a business and learning how to do this, I might be interested in talking with you. If you're interested in being a private lender and making money before you do it yourself and having me coach you and kind of walk alongside you, and we could do a joint venture, or you could be a debt lender. Let's talk. And I'm also looking for general contractors that can do jobs between $100,000 and $150,000 scope that are licensed in the city of Philadelphia, or if they're not, have a Pennsylvania Home Improvement Contractor's license for lower Montgomery County. Clint Files, Walnut Hill Properties, and thanks, Don. Great meeting.
Thanks, Clint. Okay, Stephanie, are you next?
Anyone else want to say anything? I'm going to do a number for everybody, okay? No.
Yeah, do your thing.
I won't do that. But I'm Stephanie Pappas. I'm the director of DIG. And I want to welcome all our guests here tonight. So where are our guests? I know we have at least 6 or 7. Okay. So anyway, I want to welcome you to DIG. I hope you enjoy this meeting. This is one of our subgroups. It's probably the largest right now. So we are glad you're here visiting, but unfortunately, as a guest, you can only come to one meeting for free, and after that, you need to join. So we'd love to have you come back and hope you get some benefit out of this, and we'd love to have you join. And just, I don't know if Don was going to announce this, but next month's meeting, the main meeting at the end of June, is on rehabbing for rentals. So we have a panel of experts talking about low, middle, and high rentals and what you need to do to them to get them rented. So I hope we see everybody there. Thank you.
Thank you, Stephanie. Marty, are you next? Yes. Only if you want to be.
Hi, everybody. I'm Marty Harrison. I'm the other half of Marty and Don. I am a co-leader of this subgroup. I'm a mostly retired attorney and a realtor who doesn't sell anything. But together with Don, we run Funding with Flippers. We are private lenders. So we take our private money to fund your projects. Next time you have a good project and you need some help with funding, contact one of us.
Thank you. Anybody else want to introduce themselves? Raise your hand. Okay, so that went a lot faster than usual. A quick announcement. We are not going to have a subgroup meeting in July or August because many people are in town. We've done it in the past and most people are on vacation, so Instead, we'll have our meeting in September and after that. So we'll announce the topic for September as we go through the summer. But I can announce the October meeting. There is a Univest Bank has agreed to send their executives to our meeting in October 2nd, I think it is. And what I've asked them to do is to tell us about the rules that banks, I should say, the changes in rules that banks are obligated to follow to make mortgages. I didn't know this until I met with these guys, that every 6 months or so, a whole bunch of rules change about mortgages, the various ratios and so on and so forth, and they never tell you as a borrower. So I'm having these executives come and tell us, and if it goes well, we could have them back every 9 months or every year, every 6 months, whatever we want, because I think it's important that we know the changes in the banking rules as it applies to all of us. Okay, anything else before we begin? Okay, let me have the clicker. Oh yes, sorry. Red is guess. Okay, so you'll see people walking around with name tags. Not me, I didn't get one yet. But if they're a red name tag, they're a guest. So please welcome them. And if they have a blue name tag, then they are members. So there you go. Red name tags for guests, blue for members. Okay, are you ready to start? Okay, no response. Well, I'm not sure if you're still eating what. So I'm very proud to introduce Tom and Cyndy Dumire, Cyndy and Tom Dumire. I'm not sure how you prefer it. I've known Tom and Cyndy since we joined DIG 3 or so years ago, and they are unbelievably knowledgeable on the topic of real estate, and in particular, getting leads for real estate. So we're very pleased. I think this is the first time you presented this content. Okay, so this is the first time that you will ever have had the chance to see what goes on behind the scenes. So I'm not going to take any more time. Without further ado, Tom and Cyndy Dumire. Thank you.
How many here want more leads? All right, how many want leads without any competition? We're going to show you how to get some tonight, because that's the only way we do business. When we go for a lead, am I in the camera? I'm sorry, I'm a wanderer. Okay, am I right? Okay. We're going to show you and give you some ideas on how to get some leads. And you might want to get a paper, pad out. We're going to try and blow through this so we get all the information covered. We will stay to the end to answer any questions that you have. We would like you to hold them towards the end, because if we start answering questions, we won't get through everything. Agreed? Agreed.
Okay, just for fun, before we get started, by show of hands, how many here are either full-time real estate investors or part-time, meaning you're getting maybe a couple incomes from real rentals or whatever? So how many are, wow, probably the majority. More than that. How many, well, make it easy, how many are not in the real estate arena? Only a couple. So it's probably like 95, 96% are. And secondly, how many have their marketing going but feel that maybe there's something else they could be doing to improve it? The majority, again, hard to tell, but probably 75, 80%. Okay, so let's get rolling. Oh, and this is going to be interesting, because we got to share a mic. So one more question. Who thinks Cyndy will have the mic more than me? Okay, let's get rolling.
Men speak 10,000 words a day, women 25. I'm going to get them all. Okay, are you ready? We're going to show you how to write great newspaper ads that will convert. How about yellow page ads, where you can actually get that little magnet on the front of the book that they all want? Or even what to do on an insert, stick it in the newspaper?
You look confused. Not.
If you're doing that, you're doing that. We're not doing that. Your leads were probably dwindling down. I mean, what you used to put in the yellow pages would convert. A lot of the realtors were there. Forget it. The millennials don't even know what a yellow book is. Okay? So forget it. We're going on to the next step. So we're going to go over the overview right now. We're going to do old school rebooted. All right? We're going to bring you into the 21st century of marketing. And I want to get started. You ready? Okay.
Okay, here's a screenshot, and I know you can't read it because it's just for an example, but there are 80, how many was there? 64 ways to get leads. I would say the old school way, not, what we're doing today, but some of them are still viable. Some of them are very good. So just to give you an idea that obviously we can't cover all these, and there's even more, so we're just going to pick out a few. But if you actually want this list, afterwards we'll have an email address up. You just email us and we'll send it to you.
Okay, and at the end, how everybody runs out because there's a sales pitch? There's no sales pitch, all right? What we're going to be doing, we're going to give you some things if you would like. We will email you. This list I came up with just brainstorming, and there's a lot of good stuff in there. For example, I'll give you one that I do. Let's say I'm trying to get a hold of a vacant owner. Can't find them, right? Don't know where to get them. You go and you get their name. I have been known to go down to the post office and get one of those little free boxes, the overnight things that are free. And I've been known to use that and write their address on the front and put my information inside the box, and I've been known to leave it outside their door. And you know what my response rate is? 100%. And, I'm sorry, go ahead. So this is going to be the battle all night. We'll yell and call us Honey and Share. So it's your choice.
Of course, don't tell the post office you're doing this because you're getting their boxes for free and you're just delivering them so they're not getting their cut. So, keep it on a QT.
But just one out of the box method. All right, hit it, Tom. Come on. All right, we're going to touch 5 proven methods that we're using on today's market. All right, bandit signs. You want to talk about this one?
Okay, bandit signs. How many here have used or are using bandit signs? Very few, but a few. Okay. This is one thing or one way you should not be using bandit signs. Okay? I mean, if your sign was there, what would the average public think? What do you think? Scam or fly by night or something, right? I mean, it's just totally tacky. So you want to be careful where you place them, okay? You keep forgetting to look at the monitor. Okay, so new school. First of all, handwritten. It's much better than having the pre-printed ones that just look like a stock thing. Looks like you've taken the time to actually hand print them.
And what you want to use, here's mine. I have a case of them. It's called Sharpie Magnum. These suckers are big. You want to pop it open? You can write real big letters with it. Now, do not go generic like I did. I bought the generic ones because they're cheaper. Well, guess what happens? In one day, they fade. So your sign is gone. But you want to use the Magnum Sharpie brand. And handwritten signs will convert much, much better than the printed. Okay. Everybody is putting them on the poles. We don't do that. The only place you will see our signs is either on, well, we have done it, but mostly on properties that we own. We have even paid people to let us put our sign on their property. Why not? If it's in a good location, man, free advertising. We pay $50 a month to have them put our sign on there. Out of the box? Yep. Does it work? Yep. On your own private property, it's great. He would not let me put them on our front yard because you know me. If you know me, I am all out there to get leads. He wouldn't let me do that, but every place else they're there. Here's his little trick with the flutes.
Okay, we're going to show them basically the H stakes. Everybody knows what H stake is, right? There you go. So obviously you have to order signs where the slots go up and down because it's not going to fit. But unless we do use these like on open houses because it's just something we're using for an hour or so and taking them out. But typically we like to use wooden stakes and want the flutes going horizontal because if you have windstorm come along, it's going to go, right? You got the flutes going horizontal, much, much, much stronger. So that's what you want to get. We get wooden stakes at Home Depot. You got a whole pack of them, and they're like, I don't know how much they are, $1 a piece or something maybe, but they last forever. And my definition of an H stake is a rock finder. How many try putting them in, hit rocks every time you put them in? Yeah, I mean, I don't know what. You could take a wooden stake and drive that sucker in and almost anything, so it's really great. And this is one of ours. Ta-da! And that actually is a pre-bought one that is made to look like handwritten, simply because we use a lot of them. But if you're doing specific things for your property, you want to handwrite them.
Look at this. Tom is a perfectionist, but there's a reason. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, too bad. There is a reason. You see this little bump right there? You know why that's there? Because if you don't have it up a ½ inch and you go and hammer that sucker in, all the nails will fall out. If it's level, we found that out. So when you're using the stake, stick it up about a ½ inch. Save you so much time.
And also, we made this mistake. We ordered them, and you see right there in the middle, it's like blank, like a space. Well, guess what? The other side where the stake is, if you put your lettering straight across, your stake's going to block out your letters, so you can only use one side. So make sure you leave enough space. And in this case, you just cover up the hash mark on the phone number, but it doesn't make any difference.
Okay, direct mail. Now, we have done direct mail. We've been in this business over 30 years. We have done every single piece. I can tell you every single conversion rate. Anything you want to know about direct mail, I can tell you. Yellow letters. They used to be off the chart awesome. I used them a long time ago, and I got 25% conversion rate. Now, everybody is doing yellow letters. You want to be a little different. You can do yellow letters, and you can purchase them pre-made. And it runs, what, about $1, hit the next thing, $1.19 per yellow letter. You want to get a mailing list. Now, you can still do direct mailing, but the key is your mailing list. If you're mailing to everybody that everyone else is mailing to, they're going to have a stack of letters like this big. What we do is think out of the box. Here's a prime, really good one to use if you want to write down for mailing list. Baby boomers, hit me. Here's Tom and I in this 5-bedroom house. You know, our kids are gone. It's paid for. You know, hey, we might downsize. It's a tremendous, tremendous resource doing baby boomers. A lot of people use absentee out-of-state owners. That's really used hard. Well, you want to think of a unique situation that no one else is doing. Because if you're mailing to the same list, you're going to get the same results with everybody else there. There's 2 places that I used to use, and I still use once in a great while, for mailing lists. It's melissadata.com, and just like the lady, Melissa Data, and you can go in there and put in your zip code. You can fine-tune it to what type of house. You can knock out businesses. You can adjust it to your budget. Another one is List Source. You also, if you're going to purchase them, you want to make sure the person you're purchasing them from has a good list. I had a student that did a mailing when I was with a guru, and they got 25% that were bad. So if you're paying $1.20, that adds up. Another very important thing to do, because I did this wrong when we did mailings. When I had a phone number on there, make sure the phone number works. I sent out 1,200 letters, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, and didn't get a call. I mean, oh my gosh, no one's screaming at me. What's the matter? They all scream with the yellow letter. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. Here I called the phone number. It was never hooked through. Wasn't our fault. My fault for not checking it. But you've got to check it. Now, how many would like to learn how to do yellow letters themselves? I'll show you how to do it. Hold this. You might be my prop person.
Okay, I'll be that.
Okay. Hold my
Oh, incidentally, Robin told me right before we started she wanted new material, and guess what happened? I went to go to the bathroom and open the door, and Robin's coming out. I go, oops, wrong door, but you got new content for the night.
Okay, this is a yellow letter. If you do not know what this is, I'm sorry, I probably should have explained it to you. It says, I just received this. There's anybody here named John and his wife is Kim? Forgive me. I blocked your number out. But I received this letter a couple weeks ago. It says, my name is John. My wife's name is Kim, and I'd like to buy your house at 120 Dean Drive. Please call. Thanks, John. That's a yellow letter. And when you do a yellow letter, you always do it in a party-size envelope. How many of these letters would you not open if you thought you're going to be invited to a party? Every one of you would opened it. You know it. So this size letter. And if you're mailing it, do not mail it when the mother load comes in. And what I mean by that, once a week, the post office gives you this whole bulk of every single grocery store, coupons and everything. Everybody stands by the trash can when they get it. So if my yellow letter is anywhere near a trash can, I'd flip. So you do not want to send it either that they would receive it on Wednesday or Thursday. Mondays are your best day. It's your lowest day for mail. Mondays. Now, I'm going to show you how to do it Cyndy style. I'm going to hold the mic. Okay. Whoop. Okay. Go to Staples and you get a black marker. You know those real nice, sweet, little smooth ones that everybody likes? Okay. Get that. You get a yellow tablet. You take a white sheet. You have to realize I'm very cheap, so I figured out how to do this myself. And you hold this up, and you write on the white paper following the yellow letter lines, Dear blank, my name is Cyndy. My husband's name is Tom. We'd like to buy your house at leave it blank. For more information, please call me, blah, 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 Tom and Cyndy. Yeah, correct phone number. So, I have it written on here, right? The spacing of the yellow letter. All right? There's blanks. Use this pen. Anyway, so I put this in the copy machine. And you have to adjust it just perfect. You don't want it too perfect, but you want it sort of perfect. Put it in, and you rip sheets off and feed it through your copy machine. Now, Staples generic brand yellow tablets are too slick. The ink takes too long to dry. You want to get the regular, whatever it is, yellow tablet brand, not Staples. And you can print 100 of these out, 200 of them, for nothing. Then, what you do, you go down and you get your little party envelope. You say, Dear, you write in after it's printed on here. Got where I am? See what I'm doing? You write, Dear Cyndy, your house at 120 Dean Drive. And then you fold it up. You cannot tell that it was printed. If you use the same pen, you use the same thing from Staples, you can do it. So after you do that, you fold it up and you put it in a party size envelope. I have split test different colors and they all work. I mean, I like pink ones and all different. Must have a live stamp. Do not bulk mail. Must have a live address. We use our own. And we sent out hundreds and hundreds of these and only had one person ever come to our house. And I made him answer the door. You know, and Tom goes, what did you say to him? I remember, you said you want to sell your house. Yeah, that's so the guy said, well, maybe.
That's right, I forget. You know, but I got this letter. What's it mean? I want to buy your house.
Oh, okay. Anyway, so don't worry about putting your address down. Now, I don't use handwritten addresses because I'm lazy and I'm cheap. So what I do, you know those nifty little address labels you get from the VAs and, you know, SPCA and all those little things? That's what I use. And the stamp, I don't use the American flag. You'll get a higher conversion if you use one of the featured stamps. My highest conversion was the one from SPCA. So that's how you do a yellow letter correctly, and you'll get the highest conversion.
Okay, and if some of you are thinking, well, that's a lot of work, writing it out and lining up all the lines. Well, I'm lazy too, so I think, well, I'm going to try a different way. I'm going to do a white letter. So what I did is, and you can't see it here on the screen, but it actually has light blue lines. So this is just a Word doc. It has light blue lines. It looks like a letter. And you can see it's mail merged with, greeting line, all that. So all you got to do is print it out. And the font is not, those fake handwritten font. So, everybody knows nowadays it's computer generated. So you're not fooling anybody by doing a handwriting font. So I just did like a casual type font. But then right there where it says, anyhow, have a great day and all that, I just took a white piece of paper, wrote with a Sharpie, some little message that's personable, copied it, made an image, put it on there at an angle so it looks like, I wrote it, and it actually looks like I wrote it. And we were using these when we were doing probates. And how many knows what the typical probate letter starts out with? Anybody know? Dear so-and-so, we're sorry about your loss, blah, 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 blah. Everybody's like, who is this guy? He don't know me. I don't know him. All they're trying to do is, get something out of me. So we always, Cyndy and I, what everybody else is doing, do something different because, So this starts out just, hi, this is Tom, and this is something, it's good to steal other ideas from other people, right? I mean, we all do it. You hear an idea. And I was listening to Joe McCall. I don't know if you know who Joe McCall is, but he's a wholesale lease option guy. That's what he does. He wholesales lease options. But he said there's one little phrase when you called somebody, hello, this is Joe, and I'm not sure. They went into his spiel. And that I'm not sure, that like rung a bell with me, because if you're sending like to a probate, it's like, hi, this is Tom. I'm not sure, but would you be interested in selling the property at? So it takes it just makes it less stressful. It's not like you haven't really found them and tracked them down. You're just like, well, maybe you do, maybe you don't. So that's just worked really great.
Also, what we've done when we've done mailings and to seniors or baby boomers or older people, we always put in there, please keep this and put this in a safe place, this letter. And guess what they do? They file it in with their important papers. So when they pass away, we have gotten phone calls, oh, I see you were doing business with my father and he was working with you. Would you like to buy the house? How easy is that? One sentence has gotten us so many leads. We did that. Keep going. Keep going. Okay. How many know what EDDM is? Oh, good. Yeah. Yay. Woo. Okay. Anybody else? Cool. Best thing ever. Every door direct. If you don't know what every door directed, it is phenomenal. You can target a neighborhood and send a mailing to every single person in that neighborhood. You can actually go online to the post office, and whatever the mailman route is, you can get every house in there. So if I'm farming an area, if I have a lot of buyers that want in a certain school district, I'll do an every door direct. And what happens is you can do this all online. Do you want to explain this because you do this?
It's actually very simple. You just go to USPS.com or .com, go to the business section, and then you'll see the EMMD, and that gives you all the information. But basically, you plug in a zip code, and the map comes up with all the routes, all the different mail carriers, letter carriers, and years ago, realtors, and I'm sure they still do it, they call it farming an area. So that's, what you want to do. Pick an area that you really want to hit consistently. It's called a drip campaign. Send one out maybe every couple months, but just keep doing it. And you got to get a little tricky because some of the routes, they'll hit areas you're not necessarily interested in. So you might have to pick a couple, but you click on that route, it pops up, how much money it's going to cost you. And it's pretty cool. And you can actually, of course, in the routes, it includes everything like businesses, but you can opt out and not do the businesses if you're not interested in doing businesses. But no stamps. You don't have to lick stamps, do stamps. It's just a little logo that goes on the card. No addressing. So you just pick an area. You don't have to worry about addresses. And it covers all the addresses in the mail route. And the best part is the cost. How much do you think a postcard with postage would cost? Yeah, if you go online, there's certain sizes that they require. The biggest one, I think, is like 9 by 12, which is pretty big. We use like 6 by 9, but you can pick your size. Anyhow, 27 cents.
Can I ask a question? On the EDDMs, can you target nursing homes?
No.
So the postman, when the post person delivers mail to a nursing home, does it go sort of like to the central mailbox of the nursing home, or
well, yeah,
how would that work?
Well, that's a good question. If that particular nursing home would be part of that route.
Yeah, if it's in the route.
Yeah, right.
So you could get all of the residents of a nursing home.
Oh, I have a better thing. You go in and meet.
All right.
You want to get nursing homes?
Well, I don't want to live in one yet.
Oh, no, we should get one near. Okay. What you want to do is go into the financial director. She wants to get their money in their pocket. So you go in and make relationships and say, hey, I buy houses. And go in. We have bifolds that you can hand out. Go into them. They will, every time someone comes in, because they put them in unexpectedly, and they will refer them right to you. You don't need to do the mailing. It's great.
And does that actually work?
Because they want to get the house sold. A lot of times these people happen, they fall, the husband died, then all of a sudden they have this house, they don't know what to do, and then they go into the nursing home and they talk about, oh, here's Cyndy, she buys homes.
How about the 55 and over communities?
I never did that.
Who are
That's where I belong.
taking the taking the next step to go to the...
That's a good idea.
Okay.
Good idea. Okay, hit the button. All right, we did direct mail. Oh, business cards. You know, people are saying they're going out. Tom and I have a hobby. Well, I'll let you tell about the hobby and the business cards. You want to do business cards? Go ahead. You do business cards.
Well, number one, obviously they're very, very inexpensive. And basically, if you buy any kind of a quantity, you can get them less than a half a cent a piece, which is almost like nothing. So there's no excuse for not having them. And just going, having them with you at all times. Just take them with you. If you're going through the grocery store or whatever, just kind of leave a few on the shelf here and there. I mean, nobody's going to kick you out. There's businesses, when you go in or out, they might have a table or a bulletin board where other people have cards. Just put them there. But one of my favorite, and I figured this out, did you know a business card is just slightly smaller than a credit card? Why would I care about that? Well, when you go to your gas pump, get your gas, after you take your credit card out, you leave your business card in that slot. And guess what? The next guy at least has to take it out and look at it. Might not read it, but at least it's in their hand and they're going to read it. So it's just kind of fun sometimes. We're bored.
Have you ever gotten calls from the owner of the gas station really pissed off?
No, because the next person comes along, takes it. They don't know, but
we have gone like bored and putting them in all the gas pumps and sit on the side and watch. It's hysterical. We watch. They pick them out and they go, ooh. And one guy, put it in his pocket like he had gold. We have also, we're weirdos, but we love it. We also got those money cards, with the $100 bills. So we're bored. So we went up to Peace Valley Park. And you know the ones I'm talking about, a $100 bill, and they're folded and it looks like money? And we went up, we walk a lot, and we drop them a couple along the path. And then we go sit in the picnic table and watch them. It's hysterical. But they got my card. They opened it. Anyway, we do all crazy stuff. Anyway, another great place is to meet and to find people and leads is meetups. Perfect. It is great. I mean, look around this room. The connections, a lot of you, you're good friends of ours. The connections here are unbelievable. Go on, hit it. Shopping. We did that. We've dropped things in Walmart. I put them in the bathroom at Walmart, in all the stalls. My cards. Oh, I'm not kidding, Don. It works. Right on the little toilet paper holder. You know that thing there? You can hit a whole bathroom real quick in an area that I want. Vehicles. How many have lettering on your cars? Yay. I know Don. Yep. Anybody else? Good. We have it, but it's removable because I don't want it all the time. So I have one of those nifty square magnets that I can plop everywhere.
You can get your car lettered, and I think you know a couple guys in this group that are very, very good at it, that you know their trucks are covered. Every place you go, you see it. We all know who they are, and, you know, it's really free advertising. That's the whole wrap. Magnets for hire. We've done this, too. So you get a bunch of magnets, the pairs. You know what I'm talking about? What size are they? You want to tell me? 18 by 24? Yeah. And they match my signs. So I like to coordinate. So they match the signs. So we do magnets for hire. Do you know how many college kids would love to get $50 a month to have magnets on their cars? Quite a few. You can pay people to put your advertising, Don's laughing at me, to put advertising and drive all over the place. It's probably, you see your name everywhere. We've been told all the time, we see you everywhere. You're good. Driving for dollars. How many drive for dollars? Okay. I stopped that sort of because it got boring. So when we go to Costco or something, we'll go a different route. You will find out somebody in foreclosure or going through financial trouble, the first thing that deteriorates is the outside of that home. They've lost interest. So when you start seeing houses that are unkempt, or you see junkers in the driveway, or issues, the car's up, but blinds closed, you can even do a mailing, if you understand what I mean. Here's my favorite. After a snowstorm, if we ever get dug out, because we usually have trouble. But anyway, we go driving for snow. What this does, we'll go all through the neighborhoods and take down names of the houses that aren't plowed, that the walkways aren't cleared off. Because one, it's either a vacant home, a senior citizen, there's some issue. No one else does this. Well, now I'm going to tell the whole room, you're all going to be doing it, but you've got to think out of the box. That's a biggie. Yeah, it could be, because I don't care, I'll write them a note. And, you know, no vehicles in the yard, biggie. Okay? So, you want to...
Okay, networking obviously is a great, almost free way of getting leads. And have anyone in the group ever belonged or whatever to a BNI or a LaTip? Anybody still are members? No. Well, those Clint is, okay. Yeah, but our experience has been, I don't know, it just hasn't worked for us. And generally when people drop out, it's because they feel like, you know, the organization's making money, but there's really not a lot going on between the members. So I really don't encourage that, but if you find it works for you, you know, fine, but that's not exactly where we're at. But meetups, just not this meetup, but if you go obviously on meetup.com, tons and tons of meetups, and anything that would relate to your business. If you're into the financial end of it, go to financial meetups. If you're into the marketing, go to marketing meetups, or whatever you're into, you can find a meetup that will, you know, you'll find other people that you can deal with. And that's where business cards come in again. You just pass out your business cards. And you got to get a plug in for Don and Marty, because Don puts in lots of hours and puts up with all this equipment. And Marty puts up with Don putting up with the equipment.
They've been here since 2 o'clock setting this up for you guys for free. I mean, I think they should get a round of applause on this. They blow my, they're just awesome. Awesome, awesome. In fact, I go to his SEO meetup, and I came for the marketing because I'm a marketer, and I got a lead on a house. Lady come up to me, hey, you want to buy my house? You know, so it can happen anywhere. It doesn't have to be a real estate. Go into a photography one, get your name out. Conference trainings, you know, you can, anything like that, you can always make connections. So, now we're into the 21st century. Are you ready?
Okay, now, here we go. If this is you, you've been under a rock, you might not know this, but online is the way to go nowadays. How many would agree with that? Okay?
Let's ask that again.
What's that?
Ask that again. How many think online might be the way to go? Oh my gosh. Okay. All right, go.
Okay.
Go to the stats. I'll do the stats. Are you ready? Those that do not think that online is not a way to go, look at this. You ready? Google. 40,000 searches every second. 3.5 billion a day. 1.2 trillion per year. Google, 82% are looking for a home, start with Google. 82% that are trying to sell their home, start with Google. Duh, okay? Craigslist, 80 million ads per month. 50 million users. 50 billion page views a month. So, you got the Google searches, you got your Craigslist, Facebook. Now, I'm sort of glad that teenagers are getting off it because I made more money and make more money on Facebook than anything ever. 1.86 billion use it in 2017. $3 million in sales every month. LinkedIn, 500 million users. 106 million active users a month. YouTube, which is coming right up there behind TV. People are getting rid of their TV and watching YouTube. 5 billion videos are watched every day. Our times are changing. It's a double. Our times are changing, and if you don't get into the next century, your leads are going to start dwindling. I mean, you can still do old school, but let me tell you, that's where you should be. And it's 99%, a lot of times, free. Like Craigslist, how much does that cost you? Zero. You know, as long as you don't fall in love with what an African princess that's going to send you $5 million for gold, you know, if you can restrain yourself from that, there's money to be made there. Okay, we're going to talk about 7 online areas. Pinterest. Are there any men here that have a Pinterest account? All right, 5 of you. And Tom, he does not know, but he has a Pinterest account because I market through Tom. Did you know that?
Yes, I know that.
Okay.
Get all these crazy notifications all the time, and like, I guess she's up to something.
Poor baby. Okay, LinkedIn, Zillow, Craigslist. We're going to go over these. Websites, Facebook. I love Facebook. Google. Love Google. Okay, now, let me explain what Pinterest is. It's a girl thing. It's all visual. It's nothing, it has to have a pretty picture or something appealing or something good looking or something great to eat. No text. Very little text. You can put like Cyndy Buys Houses, like a beautiful rent-to-own home, and tag it in Doylestown, because I had one in Doylestown, and I sold it through Pinterest. People were looking on Pinterest. Women are looking on Pinterest. Nobody uses Pinterest to buy houses. Okay? It's very visual. It's a great way to build credibility. You get followers. Oh, I love this. Someone will follow me, then they share it, then they share it, then they share it, and it just goes like a great disease. You know, it just keeps going. You want to be shared. It's a great way to enhance your SEO. I've had my Pinterest on first page of Google. And content is essential. People will take it and repost it. Okay, LinkedIn. Everybody here better be on LinkedIn. You need to be on LinkedIn, and it better not just be a little picture of you with one tagline. If you go on my LinkedIn, you will see gobs of stuff. I don't know how many bazillion friends I have and contacts, but it is the Facebook for professionals. If I have a higher-end home, guess where I'm going? If you have over $1 million home, guess where I'm selling it? I had students that had $3-4 million homes, and we would use LinkedIn, find out like the local, maybe hospital, whatever, what was in the area. We'd join that group and post it on there and sell the house that way. Nobody's doing this. So you can use LinkedIn to buy homes. You can use LinkedIn to sell homes. But if you have a LinkedIn, don't even think about it if it looks like crap, because your credibility will go down the tubes. I should be doing a lot more. I write articles. I should be posting them on there. To tell you the truth, I'm just so busy. We have so many leads, I just let that part go unless I have extremely high-end home. Dawn, I'm sure, is on LinkedIn. And if you want to be an expert, let's say like in private lending, you open up a group. As soon as you have a group, you're an expert. So if you're a wholesaler or a private money guy or any type of guy, start a group. You're instant expert, even if you don't know anything. Okay? And people will join and they'll ask you questions. And you can post onto other groups depending what you're searching for. Zillow. Okay. I have a love-hate relationship with Zillow. We used to use Post-its a lot. And, am I echoing? Am I right? Okay. Used to use Post-its a lot. And Zillow took over, which I totally had an attitude about because I love Post-its. I could put posters and everything. It's just great. Zillow, now if I want to post a home for sale by owner, here's a little trick. Realtors, I've heard Realtor.com bought Zillow. I'm not 100% sure. Let's say I post my home up there for sale by owner. On the right-hand side, we'll have a list of all the realtors. And down at the bottom, it'll say property owner. And the realtors pay for those ads on the side. So when someone sees and goes on to Zillow, they look, oh, there's the realtor that has it and calls the realtor. Well, Zillow got pretty smart, and they won't let me put my website in there anymore. I have to put it down below. So I found out when I have a property on Zillow, I put my little call Cyndy 610-410-5600 in the middle, and it goes right by their robots or their bots, whatever, they miss it. So my number's in the text of the description. Just figured that baby out. So they actually call me and not the realtor. It's a great way to get leads. I went with students. I can go through Zillow and look at a house and tell you, because I've been on it so much, if it's a good lead to call. I can tell you what type of person lives there. I look at the furniture. I can tell you everything about that house. And I'll tell students, here's one to call, here's one to call, here's one to call. Because I just got so used to looking in there and studying Zillow. I guess I'm a little obsessive. Okay, anyway. All right, bad thing. I had a couple properties I was advertising. I sold them, but I didn't notice there was a little box on the top left-hand side. Google Mail. I had 150 leads there I didn't even know about. So if you're using Zillow, check your mailbox. Okay. All right, Craigslist. All right. I know a lot of you are going, you've got to be kidding me. I get so much from Craigslist. Craigslist is a real love-hate thing. Number one and most important thing, do not post your phone number in the body. Because they have these bots that come through and scrape, and they scrape the phone numbers, and you will be called by every German princess or every princess in the world with opportunities that you will not be able to believe, and how to enlarge everything. I'm going to tell you, so do not put your phone number in the body. Trust me, you will go bananas. So, when you post an ad, make sure when to post, I'll go over that first. When you post is when people want to look at Craigslist. I used to get up at 4:30 in the morning and put all my Craigslist ads up. I'd be done for the day. Zip, 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 zip. By 6 o'clock, I was on page 4. There's 100 listings per page on Craigslist, and it's whoever posted last is on top. So my goal is to be on top, right? I don't want to be down at the bottom of page 42. No one will find me. So what you do, you post right around lunchtime. Makes sense because people at work are on looking for homes, or right about dinner right afterwards. That's when you want to post. When you post, you can't have duplicate ads. A duplicate ad, if you want to post the house twice, you've got to change the order of the pictures, because you better have pictures up there or I'm going to come get you, because no one even look at it. You don't even have pictures. So you change the orders of pictures. You change the headline a little bit, the first sentence of the body and the last sentence of the body, and it'll be a new ad. Now here's the cool part. Craigslist, every 48 hours, lets you renew. So after your ad's been up for 48 hours, if you go on your account, and you remember, because some of you won't, I know you won't, all you have to do is hit repost, and it pops right back on the top. So you want to repost at lunchtime and or dinner. Does that make sense?
Cyndy,
Yeah.
you can also set up a HubSpot or an equivalent system to automate that whole process so that it will automatically repost every hour, and you can change the things you talked about. And
That's
you
true.
just do it one time, and it automatically does that for you. So that's a
But what
solution.
we found out with that, we do marketing, like, it's great. We do marketing for gurus and their students all over the United States. And in fact, Bobby runs it right there. I'm going to embarrass her, but anyway. What happens is there's this new Craigslist, what is it, bot, that are picking up on that, and they're flagging you. So I don't know if any of you know what flagging is. If you get somebody says this is inappropriate up top, or if they see it regularly, I mean, I've been a target because we had a course that went nationwide, and everybody just, oh man, I was shot for like 2 months. I'll never do that again. But what happens is they can go and say, they can block, say it's not appropriate, and if you get 3 of them, your listing comes down. But here's the sad part. You don't know this. They ghost you. Now what that means is you think your ad's up there. You go on there, you'll see it, but it's ghost. And they hide it from the public, but they keep it up there so you think it's up there. What you have to do if you want to check, you go up on the top. Now, I'm not a computer nerd like Tom, but you go incognito, and they don't know your cookies, okay? Go incognito and search for your ad. It'll be down. You'll think it's up there, and all of a sudden you say, what happened to my phone calls? That's what happened. Ghosting. Google it. Anyway. Okay, choose a catchy title. Don's phenomenal at that. You don't want to say, Hal's looking for. Well, you did. I was doing a whole bunch of Craigslist ads, and Tom was getting curious one day. And he went on, and I was getting these hits like crazy from this ad. So I start researching it. He goes on there, says, I want to buy house. I'm not kidding. Tom. And left his email. He got more hits than I did with my professional ad. I'm like, what are you doing? And he says, I'm just messing around. So I buy house. But it worked. I mean, you never know, but you normally need pictures up.
Hits for what?
What?
Hits for what?
Oh, to buy homes or sell homes.
I was joking.
Oh.
Tom put up an ad. I want
All right,
to buy
Dawn. Right over. Okay.
Might have been a Nigerian princess or something.
It could have been. Okay. Oh, there's rules on Facebook, and we came up with the 50 words Craigslist that you cannot use or you will get zapped automatically by Craigslist. They also have their own little robots that come down, and if you say anything, make money. If you want to cash, if you want a list of that, and then we'll send it to you. We'll give you an email, and we'll just send it to you. What words not to use? We'll give it to you. It's on the bottom at the end. Websites. Do you want to do this?
Sure. She's keeping to her word. She's got 90% in already, I think. Or is it 95? What do you think? Okay. A website has to convert. And this is what I pulled up Friday because we went away for the weekends. We just got back, so did this Friday. And Friday showed that week's statistics. We had 761 visits, 81 visits with 333 opt-ins, which means leads are opt-ins where they actually fill out their name and email address, because you drive traffic to your website and they just look and leave, not much point, right? And that's a 42% conversion, which is awesome. So, if you have a website and you're getting traffic, of course you have to track it. Some people don't even track it, so they have no idea even who's showing up on the website. So you have to track it. You put a Google tracker on, it's real simple, and it gives you the statistics. And you really need to know how many are coming, where they're coming from, and all that good stuff.
What are the orange numbers?
This is how many people went to my website, 20,850.
That's over a period of a few years.
This week alone, 781.
So the orange numbers are page views, and the gray numbers are filling the form.
No, they're all unique. They're all unique visitors.
So I had from this 10,139 leads. Insane. Last week is 333 leads. We average, and we weren't even doing, I average over 100 leads a day. Okay? And this is because everything's working together. And we thought you might not believe us.
Yeah, so, and here's a list of some of the emails that just came in the last few days. So
You can see it.
they're all buyers leads.
And this one was on June 1st. This was all June 1st. This is when I opened up my emails, and I got news for you. It went and went and went. Most of them are. So, yeah, okay, 5. Nice, huh?
Okay, it must be mobile friendly. And here's a little chart that you may have thought about, may not have.
I'm sorry, could you go back to that list of emails? One more. Okay, what do you do with those? Take the mic, and if you don't mind answering.
Well, we actually capture them in Aweber, but you could use MailChimp or any other mailing program. So we have them all. And, you know, if there's, I mean, we get so many, we obviously can't manually just call everybody or whatever.
We don't call anybody.
So, but we have their information, and whenever we have a house for sale, because these are all people that are interested in buying that list. So whenever we have a property for sale, email blast them all. So it's simple.
Yeah, what we found out, we have like over 4,000 on our buyers list. All right, so when we have a house, we blast it out, and it's who first come, first serve. On buying homes, seller leads, I get between 4 or 5 a week of people just contacting me that want to sell their home. My ratio is 1 out of 3. So out of 3 leads that come in, usually 1 I don't want. A lot of times I'll give it to a realtor and 1 I want. That's just my stats. Normally it's about 1 out of 20, but the key is when they come to you, I don't talk to anybody. You can waste so much stinking time talking to a buyer that does not, a seller that does, buyer that does not have money. I don't have time for it. We never talk to any buyers. We never talk to any sellers. It's all email. And they get on a rotation, and that's what we do. He does that.
In fact, last week, and Cyndy, we had 2 houses for sale. And she said, I think we could sell them this week. I'm like, yeah, right. You know? Sold 2 houses last week, so pretty cool. So mobile friendly. Here's a statistic. You can't read the numbers, I'm sure, but these are searches, percentage of searches that were initiated on a mobile device. And I averaged them up, and it's like 62% average. So well over half of the people that start their searches on the internet are going mobile. So if your site looks, we'll make an exception. But you got to go up to the mic, you know. No, you're not allowed. No.
Tom, come to the microphone, please.
Question. Have you ever had any people object to not being able to speak with you directly and object to doing everything email, text, and things like that?
No, that's how I weed them out. I mean, if they don't play by my game, they have something that I want. This sounds awful. They have something I want. They play by my rules. I have something they want. That's right. They play by my rules. I spent too many years in the business talking to people that waste my time. I have too many other things. So I had one lady say, oh, that was so funny. We laughed. The lady Irene wrote us a note and said, well, my browser won't accept that, so I'm going to take my business elsewhere. We roared. We thought it was hysterical. You know, she just weeded herself out. She probably was going to be a pain. You know?
Yeah, and the other advantage, you know, as I said, we capture everything from Aweber, which means you can set it up 2 ways, but we have it set up so you have to physically opt in after you call double opt-in. So that way you're insured of actual valid email addresses, plus they've given you permission to email them. So if they don't want to go that far and they don't want to do that, too bad. You know, if you don't want to if you want to do business, you're going to give your information. So your website needs to be mobile friendly, because and most websites now are getting up to speed pretty much on this, but if you're going to a website on your phone and stuff's just not in order and all over the place and it's real fine print and you can't read anything, if that's your website, you need to upgrade so it's mobile friendly, because you're just going to lose a lot of your business. And it must be SEO strong, which means years ago, if any of you guys were into this, all you had to do was put a bunch of tags in the meta tags and maybe throw in some keywords, and you're good to go. Now it's different.
Yeah, you have to be more of a blog. I used to put in a bunch of gibbly-gosh, but it had all the right words everywhere when I do my SEO. And all of a sudden, it stopped converting. I'm like, what is going on? So here what happened, Google changed again, changed their algorithm, and we had to go and pretty much, you know, do it their way. Just like we had to play their game. And it also has to be easy to navigate. Oh, you would tell the thing with the tax.
Yeah, how many of you guys here use tax maps to locate properties and research and stuff? Okay. Did you have a hard time finding that link? Anybody? Anyhow, I years ago, there was, like on the MLS, you could click on the tax map and you could get it. And then they took that off MLS. So I said, well, I want to find out where to get these tax maps. So I was looking, couldn't find it. So I called the courthouse, Bucks County and Doylestown. Oh, yeah, it's online. You just go here. And I'm starting right. She said, oh, you just go to this site. You click here. You click here. It was like 6 levels down. None of them made any sense why our map would be down there. So it's like, if your site's like that and someone wants information and it's hidden so deep in menus, they're going to get frustrated, they're just going to leave. So it has to be very simple to get to the information you want to get to them and that they want to find. And same way with load and fast, that was the previous one. How many will wait more than 5 seconds for a page to load? Maybe 3. I mean, we are just so, right? So if your website's not loading, forget it. You have to speed it up.
Okay, now here's my baby, Facebook. Angels sing when I say Facebook. I love Facebook. The teens are leaving and I'm going, bye-bye, goodbye, it's ours, go away. Okay, what I want you to know, Facebook is basically a way to keep in contact socially with other people. But there's a lot of ways to make money on Facebook, and you use Facebook to your advantage, and I do it all the time. What you need to do, and 99% of the people, and even our customers and our students, they don't interact. So if I put, looking to buy a house or whatever, they'll say, here's mine, are you interested? That's it. They don't follow up. We're very interactive. You'd go back and forth. It is a job. If you want leads, if you want good leads, it's not easy. They're not going to just fall on your plate. You've got to do some work. You need to know where every single one of your marketing dollars go. You've got to know where your leads are coming from. You've got to interact with your audience or it's going to be worthless. I might have 30 to 50 conversations going on my Facebook about a property.
And we've been stressing that you need a strong online presence. And when we go out to meet with sellers or buyers, either one, Cyndy will usually say, "Well, just check me out on Google me." Say 95% of them say, "Oh, we searched you a lot before we called." So the advantage of that is they feel like they already know you, and they can see what you've been doing. They can see your reviews and all that good stuff, and they feel confident. So it really takes away that barrier that you have when you just go out and meet somebody cold.
Yeah, and it's real important. And, they know the name of my dog. I'm not kidding. They feel like they know me. And I put in my bio, like we're very active in the community and we do a lot of volunteer work, and they all know it. They see it. They Google it. So interact. Okay, so Facebook, first thing, number one you want to do is set up a personal page. Must have a personal page. You can't do anything without a personal page. Let me try to explain to you Facebook this way. It's like a wheel, and the center hub is your personal page. The spokes going out on those old wagon wheels, got me, are your fan pages. Each one of those fan pages, I have 60. But anyway, so each one of these fan page is a business, all right, that they can interact, but it has to be connected to your personal page. You do not, if you want to keep, your children out and you don't want everyone to know, you can keep your Facebook personal page separate from your business page, or you can interchange them. I prefer to interchange them. My kids are grown. They can look at the dog, me, and my funny jokes. That's, so that's really important. So you set up, how much does this cost? Thank you. Okay, okay. And if you go on there and just start posting businesses, Bobby's the guru at this. If you go on and just start posting business, no one's going to follow you. Every single post that I do, I want to interact with you, don't get me wrong. There's a reasoning behind it. Facebook has algorithms, and when you go on Facebook, they choose whose post you're going to see. So if you go on there and post once every week or once every 2 weeks, no one's going to see anything. So what you have to do, I don't know if any of you are my friends on Facebook. Some of you are. I know you are because I track you. No. But you'll see I'm up there probably on your page all the time. And my son-in-law's in Connecticut. He says, dang you, Cyndy. Every time I go on, Cyndy, 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 Cyndy. Oh, well, that's what I'm trying to do. There's a reason behind every single thing I do, every single post. And some are funny, and I have a blast doing it. You want to make it light, interactive with people. I love it. You got to learn how to run ads, too. When you can take an ad, let's say you're looking to purchase a home in a certain area. You can target that ad to those people, what age group. You can put interest in there. You can put anything in there and target your ads exactly to who you want to go to. Very easy. But it has to be tied to your personal page with your credit card. They do charge for
Are you
that.
talking about paid ads or organic ads?
I get both.
Okay, explain the difference.
Okay. Oh, I'm taking my glasses off. Now we're getting good stuff. All right. A paid ad, oh, I love them. Paid ad is when I take a post and I promote it. When Tom sees my post, and he's such a good guy, and let's say he shares it. Whatever he shares, it's free. It's called organic. So I might have a post up, and it might be shared 62 times. The cool thing is, whoever shares it, I don't pay for those shares. And I know it's much more than 62. It's probably 150 because a lot of people have their Facebook settings to private, so I can't see that they shared. And it just goes and it goes and it goes and it goes. And so when I pull my Facebook, I should have taken snapshots of that. We didn't think about that. Well, no, I meant our leads. But anyway, when I open it up, I have a chart. How many clicked on my ad? How many visited my website? How many did this? How many did that? How many were organic? And what does our ads run about? Bobby runs it. What do you think we pay per ad? 5 to 3 cents. A lead. Okay? You have people that are paying $10,000 a month. You don't need to do that. You need to target your ads. Okay? We're on to Google. Okay. You want to do this one?
Sure. I'll start out until you take the mic. Okay, you do not want to be Waldo. You do not want to be someone that if they want to find you, it takes them forever to find you because they probably won't because they'll give up and they're not going to find you. So you need to be visible. So as we were saying, Craig or Google just keeps changing stuff all the time, so you got to keep up with it so you show up. Everything works together. All these things, I think this is the next slide. We don't have the previews here because our eyes aren't the best, so we couldn't see the preview screen. We had to put up the whole thing. But I think the next slide is, all these things we've been talking about. One feeds the other, just in a big circle that just keeps going and going and going. So Google, of course, is the key and the foundation of the whole thing, but you do not just do a standalone like, well, I'm going to do Craigslist. Well, you get some results, but, you got to tie them all together, use, brand yourself, use the same phone numbers, use the same emails everywhere, and that's what makes it work. Okay, does this matter? Doing all this stuff, making it work together, does it really matter? Okay, Friday, right before we left to take off for the weekend, I searched, you can see, Sell My House, Quakertown. See, I told you she was going to try to take the mic. Okay, well, first of all, she showed up in the sidebar like a featured person, free. No money, no dollars.
Great resemblance, right?
And if you know about Google, the ones where it says ads, those are people that are paying lots and lots and lots of dollars to get their ads up there, okay? Under that, you can see 3 spots, and then, I ran out of screen space, but 7 times on the first page, she showed up at Cyndy Buys Houses.
So is that pay-per-click?
No.
So it says ad next.
Oh, that could be lots of stuff.
These are pay-per-click.
Okay, explain what that is.
People buy words, and they bid for words. Okay, so if you want to go on Google the expensive way, and I don't do that, I do cheap way, you can pay $8 a click or something for Sell Your House Quakertown, all right? So when they click on it, they will come up, and these are the pay for click. See that little thing here? When you're searching on Google, I never, ever, ever, never, never click on an ad. I don't know why, because I know they're paid. I want the meat. So this is what you want to do. You want to get right below those ads. Guess where they go? Here. So they're paying like, it could be in 10 grand, 5 grand a month to get up there. And I call it nothing, zero.
And oh, by the way, for people who are a little bit rude, is a nice way of saying it. Go back a screen. Go back a screen. There are people who want to destroy their competition, and they hire folks in India or other places to go online and click, $10 for every click. And they
That is true.
Now, you could put a limit to your budget, so you just go up to a certain amount, but you can click away and destroy somebody's budget. Frank knows a lot about this.
Frank, do you know a lot about that, huh?
Actually, you used to be able to do that. Google has algorithms in place now that if the same IP address clicks on the same ad over and over again, it will eliminate all of them, so you don't get charged it. There's adjustments in the AdWords.
Mm-hmm. We don't care. I mean, I care for you, but I mean...
Yeah, it still costs money.
Yeah. Yep, it does matter. Are you spinning to see the power of online? Okay, first thing on Google, and I die laughing because we do a lot of SEO, and that's what we do. I'm probably more of a marketer than I am a real estate person, because I tell you, real estate, it's relationships, marketing, and knowing what to do. That's the three things. If you have one of those out of whack, it isn't going to work. Marketing is a big, big part of real estate. Now, don't let anyone ever tell you any different. First thing you need to do is get your business registered on Google. It's like laying the foundation of your home. It's like you can't have a house without foundation. Not only does it need to be registered, it needs to be verified. If it isn't verified, it doesn't matter. What they do is when someone does a search for, now it'll come up different. Like if I do a search, sell your home, Quakertown, it might only come up 5 times. Every time you search, it's a little different. That's another story. But what you got to do is keep your foundation. Get that foundation built, and it builds credibility. So when someone types in sell your house Percy, Google sort of looks over the back and see, how many times has Cyndy been there? Wow, that's pertinent. We're going to pull her up front. And that's how they do it. It's a layman's term. But they're watching to see how much credibility you have, how much people are interacting with you, how much you're in the community, and how much you're online. My philosophy is internet is free, and I'm trying to be everywhere I possibly can, and every little space and crevice that they give me, I will take. And that's my philosophy, and it's worked so far. We started doing this 5 years ago. What happened was I used to advertise in, I won't give any names, okay. I used to advertise in the local newspapers, and we've got quite well known in the area. And somebody got mad at me, and I was not allowed to post in any newspapers. It wasn't a customer, it was a competition-ish type, okay? So all of a sudden, here's my business. Went down the hopper. What am I going to do? I couldn't market my homes, couldn't buy homes, couldn't do anything. I was one of, in the little ads, sell your house dash. Remember those little things classified? So I got really frustrated and decided I was going to buy a newspaper, but then I realized I can't write. So that sort of went out the window. So I sat down for 9 months and worked my buns trying to figure this out. And by a miracle, I don't know how it happened. This whole thing just fell together. And I became very much into SEO. I love it. I live it, breathe it. So does Bobby. That's what we do as a hobby. You need to do some of this if you're going to be in real estate. So you don't have to have all this competition when you go to a house and have 14 people there bidding, or going down to a share sale or a foreclosure sale, and these newbies are coming in paying way over top dollar. I got sick of this. So that's what, you got to change. If everybody's doing one thing, you switch and do the opposite. It's exactly what we do.
Okay, click, 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 click. Yes. Must have relevant information. I think we kind of cover that, but, people search you. They want to make sure you're actually doing what you say you're doing, and you're knowledgeable and all that good stuff. So, again, active online presence. It used to be you throw up a website, that was it. You drive traffic to it, that was it. Now everything needs to be active. This cannot be static. So Cyndy has a request that you would go and like her face page. The new one, because her old one, it's getting boring because
I got this over the weekend. I thought it was hysterical. 65,000 people liked my post. I mean, we cracked up. But it was a victory in a way. I'm like, holy colo, I couldn't believe it. 65,000 people.
What was the post?
On all my posts, they just totaled it up. Just lately, you've had 65,000, I think it was in the last year, like my posts. That's insane. I laughed. I had no clue. No clue. Oh, here's another good little place. Mom, we have this up. They should have put, see the little house down there? That's called Marketplace. Great place to find home and sell homes. Check it out. Okay. Thank you for having us. I'm the one with the pretty eyelashes. He has a mustache. And I'm the cuter one. No. We're here. We're going to answer your questions. We just, if anybody has any questions, be glad. We're here for you. I'm sorry. And if you want any, we'll give you, what do we say? We'll give you the 64 ways to generate leads that are crazy that we just came up with out of the box. And, the 50 words that will flag you on Google immediately, Craigslist immediately. If you use these words, your ad will be gone. So it's Cyndy@growmybusinessfast.com, and if you send us an email, we'll be glad to send it to you. Anybody have a question?
First of all, before we go to the questions, let's give Cyndy and Tom a great round of applause. Thanks. Are there any questions? Any questions? Okay, come to the microphone, please. Tell us your name and your question.
Hi, I'm Mark.
Hi, Mark.
How are you?
Great.
St. Augustine.
At your website, right. At your website, what are you doing to get people to opt in, particularly your seller leads?
Okay. I can look at a website and tell you pretty much what your conversion rate's going to be. And Bobby's pretty much the same way. You cannot have like a bunch of pretty little flowers. What you want to do, you know how you have a newspaper and it's called Above the Fold? You're exactly the same way on your website. You must. You know how when you put a website up, it comes up the picture. That's called before you scroll. That's called Above the Fold. You must absolutely, positively have an opt-in button, some way where they can get a hold of you. I die because I see people's websites and I can't even find where I can opt in, or what an opt-in is, getting more info. And
you mean a landing page? No. Is that what you mean, or something different?
No, it's in front of my web page. It's a landing, well, it would be a landing page, but it's a web page.
Well, typically a landing page is one page specifically to sell a product or whatever. This is just a front page or the home page of our website. So as soon as you're there, yes, I want to sell my house, email and name.
And when he's saying 42% conversion rate, these are 42% of genuine leads that are coming in, not fluff. Because Mr. Snooty here got tired of getting bounced emails, and people were putting in fake emails, and then he'd be sending it back, and he got frustrated. So he has a two-step opt-in form where you have to receive an email from us before we even accept you.
That's part of Aweber, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that part of the, okay.
Yeah.
So explain that process.
Explain that.
Please.
Well, you've probably all been on the site where you want to join a membership to whatever, and you join and it says, look, check your inbox, and you have to confirm that, basically they're doing that because they want to make sure you're putting in a real address. Because otherwise, you send out a bunch of bad addresses like on Aweber or something, they get on your case. They don't like that because their little thing is, they pride themselves in what they call deliverability. They want like this 99% to 100 deliverability. So if you start throwing out bad addresses, they're going to can you. They just don't put up with it. So, but when you go through that process, then we know we have good addresses, and we can reach them when we do our mailings.
And then when they opt out, they usually say, we bought a house already. I mean, they're all thrilled. They can't wait to get our emails. So, Mark, basically what you want to do is you got to make it appealing. You got to have an opt-in box. You got to make them take action immediately.
Are you offering something at your website? Free
No.
evaluation?
I'm buying their house or selling their house. And I think at times I feel like the German, what was that soup man on Steinfeld? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Snoot Nazi. So I sort of feel like that a little bit. But it saves me so much time. Because if they won't play my game the way I want to play, I don't want to play games. And, we just won't deal with them. So they opt in and they know, they just know.
Mark, does that answer your question?
Yes. Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions?
Yeah.
Tell us your name.
My name is Avram, and a little embarrassed to ask you, but how do you feel about ads like this?
I've done them. Okay, I've done them. I can tell you, if any advertisement, I've done it and checked it. We always do split test. If so that means like we'll run an ad one way and we change it and do it split test. So we test constantly. I've run ads on this many years, 5 years about. Not here, Dublin Diner. It was how much? Sellersville Diner. We did get a $100,000 house off of the one in Sellersville. We made $25,000. We wholesaled that baby. This on Dublin Diner, we were on it for 3 years, and everybody said we were in Quakertown Diner, and all I got was all my friends. Oh my gosh, I saw your ad on there. No one ever called except for that one call. $100,000.
Yeah, basically one deal, and it costs you roughly $100 a month, and it's based on how many they put out. Like they do a run of, they'll tell you how many thousand, and it'll last approximately 3.5 months, and they give you a price, but basically $100 a month.
Well, and then we found out at one of the diners, the guy got paid every time they renewed, so he was throwing them away. So that's when we decided to stop using that diner mailing. Anyone else?
Any other questions? Yes. Come to the microphone, please. Tell us your name and question.
Hi, this is Marge. I had a question because I just started my page for Paradigm Title, and it is, attached to my personal page.
Right.
But I want to invite people that aren't, I'd like to invite some of my alignable friends to that, but not necessarily to my personal Facebook page. How can I keep that separate? Do I have to do a separate business Facebook, or...
No, you just don't connect them. You put your personal page, your personal information. How I connect them is on my personal page, it says my business. Don't put your business there because it'll go right to your business page.
Right.
So you keep it totally separate. And I don't put any of my business information on my personal page if I didn't want to. If you look at my personal page, you'll see Cyndy buys houses right across the top.
Well, I do have them separate, but so they stay separate?
Yeah.
They're not intermingling, so if
No.
I invite them to my business page, which is a page on my Facebook, my personal Facebook,
Correct.
then they're not invited to my personal Facebook.
Absolutely
Okay.
not. Well, they on the fan page, they're not invited, they're liking. On your personal page, they become friends. And the maximum is 5,000, which is a bummer because I keep hitting them up there and I can't do any more. So your personal page is, you're only allowed 5,000 friends. Your fan page, you can have 50 million likes.
But I
It's
wouldn't
different.
be able to keep the people separate,
Yeah, absolutely.
and you can do that.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Just don't put your business info on your personal page.
Okay.
Yeah, you have a point. Privacy on Facebook, you can block people. I mean, we've had to block some people because they were ding-dongs. And, you block them. Goodbye. Yes.
Hi, Bonnie Stotsko, Flipping Partners. This isn't really a question, but I just wanted to add to the yellow letter piece. One warning is if you buy by the bundle of the yellow paper, a lot of times the papers are intermingled and they don't match up every other page, or every page. So you have to kind of break it up and do every other page so that one stack is one way and the other stack is the other. So it's a good way to get through the bulk, and it's a pain, but it's worth it. The other thing is also making the stamp not even. You kind of make it jiggled so people know that you actually put it on there by hand and make it look more personal. One other tip that somebody told us once before, we have not tried this, is having a kid take a crayon and draw on the back of it to make it look more personal.
Do you have a kid for rent?
Does anybody here know who actually, for real, started the yellow letter? Anybody know? Oh, yeah, but they're all copies. The person that actually first did the first. Oh, no, his name is John McNeil. He worked for Ron LeGrant, and he was just an office person or whatever. And he saw this house, and he came in, and he wrote, "Hi, my name's John, my wife," or something. I forget his wife's name, Donna, and we want to buy your house. And Ron LeGrant looked at it and laughed. He said, "You got to be crazy, Ron, this piece of SH, nobody's going to." And he sent it out, and they got results. I mean, the person called him back and all that. So they started thinking, well, maybe there's something to it. So they just kind of tested it and became the yellow.
We jumped on with Donna and then doing it with Bill and Donna. Yeah, years ago.
You said you only communicate with people by email. So if you're looking to buy a house, I assume to either wholesale or flip or lease option, don't you go out and look at the property? Okay, so how does that process work? Or is it just all done by email, but then you meet somebody? Okay.
Well, we pre-screen them because we forced them to fill out a form telling us, what their house is worth or what they think their house is worth, what their mortgage is, why they're selling. So if they're just probably, I don't know how many, what percent, but a lot of them, my house is worth $350,000, my mortgage is $360,000. Well,
Yeah, I mean, we screen them. Like I right away, we get a lead. I know right away. We pull them up, see what it is, and we know what their mortgage payment is. I know right away if an LO is going to work. I know if I'm going to be owner financing, I'm going to purchase it straight out. So I have all the information there, and I can judge.
So, okay, so they fill out the form, but then you physically go, one of you or both of you go to the property.
We both go, always both go.
Do you talk to them when they're there? Okay, just wondering if you never actually talk to these people.
No, we get between 4 and 5 sellers a week. That's a different category. Buyers, you cannot talk to them. You go bananas. I mean, you spend your whole life talking to people.
Yeah, probably 50%, how much money do you have to put down? 0 to 2,000. How much can you afford a week or a month for rent? 500. What kind of house you want? 5 bedrooms, 6 acres. I mean,
So we get probably 10% that are qualified people, and those 10% become our A list, and we know how much money they had to put down on their home. If they're qualified, we know ahead of time.
Yeah, another thing you can do pretty nifty on AWeber. I'm sure all the other mail programs do the same thing, but the way you set your form up, and then the people opt in, then you can sort through the list according to down payment or FICO score, however you want to sort them, and only send out to that group.
Yeah, so when we get a house, we email blast them. We have it like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday morning. We usually have an open house, or sometimes we don't even hit the market. A lot of times they're sold before they're even on the market because people on the mailing list buy them.
Any other questions?
Wow, we did that.
Come on
good.
now, there's
Look
got to be,
at that. No
there's got to be more questions.
Oh, there's somebody.
Okay.
Hi, Clint.
Wait, Clint's got a question. Go ahead.
Hey, guys.
Hi, guys.
Thanks. Great presentation.
Thank you.
So you don't recommend PPC, but for SEO, so as far as getting up higher or in the organic search, like, for example, my website's unpromoted right now. So it just...
If we want to talk, I will talk.
Right. So it's out there on page 4, which is...
That's not too bad for not being promoted.
Right. Page 2 is where you bury dead bodies. So
that's right, but that's okay.
Anyway, so to go from page 4 to page 1, it's all of the organic techniques that you've talked about, right?
Our record is 10 minutes.
10 minutes for what?
Getting them on first page.
From what?
Starting. After we get the foundation down, what is it, Bobby? About 10 minutes. But then it fluctuates. What happens is you can get up on the first page, okay, within 10 minutes, and then it'll drop. Just so you know this. Then it'll go up. Then it'll drop. And then all of a sudden it becomes stable and you don't go down. Here's the key. If you start getting calls from people saying, hey, I just checked your website and you've got a bunch of errors, you're doing good because they're trying to get your business. So if you get that, we get that all the time, like from students and stuff, and they'll say, what are they doing? I say, it's good. This is good. They're doing it. But you're up there.
Just reminded me, how many have their listing in Yelp, business listing in Yelp? Maybe you don't, but that's one of the things you do is put out your listings. And Yelp has this tricky little thing that you'll get an email, you have 3 bad reviews on your Yelp site. And they want you to respond, and they say, well, we can take them off for X amount of dollars. But Yelp's the one that's putting them on there. So you got, it's a big racket.
I think they're being sued for that, by the way. I think they're being sued for that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yelp stinks sometimes.
Any other questions? Okay, before we adjourn, I have two or three quick announcements. If anyone is interested in learning more about all of these different marketing techniques, some of you may know this, but Marty and I run another meetup on the third Monday of each month in this very room called the Bucks County Marketing and WordPress Consortium. It's all free. We have about 600 members all through Bucks County in New Jersey who represent virtually every aspect of marketing that you can think of, from web page development to content writing to SEO, to just everything you can imagine. Let me know, and I'll make sure that you get on the mailing list. And the next meeting, believe it or not, is in this room on the 19th of June with A. Weber as our host.
Yay! It's phenomenal, his group. He told me to come, and I went, and I love it. We don't miss it.
Senior management of A. Weber is going to come and talk to us about emailing and deliverability and all the stuff that you were just talking about. So if you're at all interested in that, let me know, and I'll make sure you get on the list. The other thing I wanted to mention, I forgot to thank, and I would like a round of applause for Jacob. There he is, Jacob Virov, who spent the last 5 hours with me setting all this stuff up today. Thank you, Jacob. Please give Jacob a round of applause. Thank you. I have no idea how much that's going to cost me, but I'm sure it's going to cost me something. Okay, so as I said before, all of this material will be is being videotaped and will be posted on our website. We'll let you know. It'll take about a week and a half to 2 weeks to get this all taken care of. We're allowed to stay in this room till about 10:15 p.m., so we have plenty of time to network. Any final questions before we adjourn? Marty, do you have anything else? Okay.
Can I add something? We have a meetup group. I forgot to announce it. This Wednesday at Dublin Diner, it's a mastermind group, so there's no speakers. You want to come brainstorm, bring a deal. I forgot all about mentioning it. So it's this Wednesday at Dublin Diner. Yeah, I go to Cyndy's group almost every month, and it's a very small group. Bill Yellen goes. Where are you, Bill? And Tom often goes. It's terrific. It's a small group. There's rarely a speaker. It's just a bunch of people chatting who have a lot of experience. So I know you don't want to have too many people there, but it's a great group to be with. Robin, are you still here? Robin, where are you, Robin? You want to announce your next meetup details? Where are you? Grab a mic, Robin, please. Sorry. I wanted to give our DIG subgroup leaders a chance. Go ahead.
Second Tuesday will be Lower Bucks at Powell's Tap House on County Line Road.
Oh, we're back to Powell's.
For Lower Bucks.
For Lower Bucks, yes.
Yes,
okay.
Yes, still at Powell's. That'll be our last meetup for this month, before the summer. We're having a representative from Restore, which is the storefront of Habitat for Humanity.
Is that BJ by chance?
Yes, it is.
Yes, he was here the last meeting.
That's
where you met him. Okay,
that's
great.
how I networked.
Okay.
And then the Eastern Monco group will be the third Thursday. I don't have the date in front of me. But please like us on Meetup or send me an email if you're not getting my emails, because the location is to be determined.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Stephanie, come to the mic, please. I was figuring you had something to say. Well, come to the microphone. We want to hear every syllable you have to say.
It's all right. I just think thin. Hey guys.
Okay, there was a misfire. Nothing.
I coordinate the commercial subgroup, and we're moving it from Center City, Philadelphia. We're moving it to Andy's Diner on the border of the Boulevard and Lower Bucks, starting in August. So that'll be the first Tuesday of every month. Our last one is tomorrow night at OCF Coffee House, but starting in August, we're moving it again to Andy's Diner, which fits about 50 people in the back room, and it'll be kind of a Philadelphia Lower Bucks commercial subgroup starting in August.
Is that the one you announced today? A few seats left?
No, that's the rehab van tour. There's like
Tell
one
us about
seat
that.
left. The rehab, well, I mean, if you want to bring your car, you're allowed to come, but you have to still pay. Rehab Van Tour will consist of the River Ward section, which consists of Fishtown, Northern Liberties, the Kensingtons, Port Richmonds, and Bridesburg. We're going to go into the Northeast, and then into Lower Bucks, which will cover Levittown and Bristol. We're going to look at about 10 to 12 properties in different phases, different finishes, lots, flips, rehab and holds. We treat you for lunch, and I think, what's the price for it for DIG members? Is that $59? Yeah, we're going to have a contractor on the site giving us a lot of good information. We've got a construction lender coming at lunch. We have a project manager coming in the afternoon. It's going to help us explain some of the different scenarios that go on in the rehabs, specifically the ones that are work in progress right now. So,
Thanks, Joe. Anybody else? Last comments? Okay. Very last comment. Marty and I would like to invite anyone's here who would like to help us with this subgroup. It's now gotten to be a little large and takes a lot of effort. So if somebody would like to help us organize it or handle some of the AV equipment, please let me know. And we've got the summer months to work out all the details. So if you're interested in helping us, please let us know. We appreciate it. I've got nothing more to add. Cyndy and Tom, let's give them a final round of applause. And like I said, we can stay here till about 10:15 or so. Thanks all for coming. Have a great summer, and we'll see you in September. I've heard that song before. Thanks, everybody. Have a good night.